This is County Executive Warren Evans, and this is Inside Wayne County.
Hello and welcome to Inside Wayne County. I'm your host, Lloyd Jackson, and this show is designed to give you important information and also keep you informed about what's going on inside Wayne County government. This is the final taping of Inside Wayne County for this year, and as we wrap up 2016, I've asked Wayne County Executive Warren Evans to join me and give residents an update on the progress of Wayne County in his second year at the helm. Mr. CEO, good to have you back here on Inside Wayne County.
Thanks, Lloyd. Good to be back.
You know, when we sat here about a year ago, 2015, my last question to you was, what do you expect in 2016? You said two things. You said to come to some type of conclusion on the jail, and also quality of life. But before we get to that, quite frankly, Mr. CEO, you really couldn't focus on those two items until you got the finances
Right,
in order.
and that has a lot to do, frankly, with quality of life, although it's an inverse sort of look. I mean, we've had to, deal with employee concessions, a number of things which aren't good things in and of themselves, but they're the base for us moving forward to do quality of life issues. And so, once we're no longer distressed fiscally, I can go talk to people in Lansing who don't duck behind doors anymore when we come. They know we're running a competent government, and we're starting to get ourselves in order. I think there are good things to come. But yes, I think we got the budget balanced quicker than I would have thought, and by not necessarily just budget balance, but deficits reduced and a number of those things that that we really needed to do. So, but on the other hand, we've enhanced several of our departments. I mean, I think DPS works better than it did before, and I think there's data to support that. I think our health, wellness issues, I think much better. We are providing services we didn't provide before, dental care for folks that need it, and a number of things. So I'm really happy about that. And I'm happy, generally speaking, as to where we are compared to where we were January the 1st of 2015.
There have been some big wins, though, when it comes to finances. When you talk about the consent agreement that we exited there, also the bond ratings are better.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. The first thing is, and I said this all along, and this is, we don't need to go into bankruptcy, and we don't need an emergency manager. We just need to knuckle down and get some things done. And so I can honestly say that Wayne County employees, the county commission, the other elected officials, along with the county executive's office, work together more often than not to get this thing done. It's not a me do it, it's a we do it. And so I have to congratulate all of them for that, not the least of which are employees and their unions. I mean, it's tough times, but means you got to make tough decisions, but hopefully as times get better, we're able to make up for those shortfalls we had. Again, I say it all the time, you've heard it from me forever. Wayne County is only made up of two things: people providing services to other people. It's a people business. And so we ought to be enhancing the lives of people, not taking away from it, but we had to do what we had to do.
When we look at 2017, how do you think the finances will be?
The picture will get rosier because of Prop A and Headley, the good economic times we see out there when you're at home and you're smiling that the value of your property went up. Understand that the property taxes don't go up like that, and that's what we kind of live off of. So it's not growing like it ought to. In fact, projections are it will take 20 years for the county to reach the revenue level that it was before the recession just 6 years ago.
Wow.
Having said that, when there are new jobs being created and new people buying homes or building homes in Wayne County, that is new revenue. And to the extent that this growth we're starting to see now takes off, I do see a brighter opportunity for us. I think we run a leaner, meaner government, which means we waste less money. And if you waste, the waste could go into employee benefits.
Yes.
And so that's a good thing that you want to do. And if we increase our revenue stream in terms of new taxes from new housing construction, hopefully we spend that the right way, which is certainly to include the taxpayers, and our employees in that benefit.
Let's talk about the jail, because when you came in, you walked into that jail situation over on Gratiot, and it's kind of been an albatross around the county's neck for so long. But there has been some progress made on that, though.
There's been a lot of progress, but it's amazing how convoluted and messed up that whole process was. I mean, besides the money that was spent that shouldn't have been spent, arguably shouldn't have been spent, the fear of deterioration of the building as it sat there through 3 winters, the idea that getting people to complete that project is particularly difficult if it's different people than the ones who started it. There were lawsuits that had to be resolved. All the time we're trying to move forward to get the jail finished. So we're not as far gone as I would like to be, but I think we're very, very close. And we're at the point now we are going to be negotiating immediately with a firm to give us the price and work out the logistics of finishing that jail. And so the deal's not inked today.
Oh, right, okay.
I think we're real close.
Okay.
And that's, boy, that's an albatross. I've said that to you before, I've never seen anything that defined the morale of a city or a county any more than that unfinished jail. It's like even when everything else is coming up roses, you take around and you take a look at that and you just drop your head and you start off kind of negative. So once people start putting some hard hats on and you see some sparks coming off those girders over there, I think people's attitudes will change overnight. Not necessarily that it's finished, it's just that the headache is finished and now we're moving forward.
Where do you see the jail this time, 2017?
I see the jail as being under construction, definitely, at the latter parts of 2017. I don't know how long it's going to take to finish it. It may be 2017, 2018, but again, if people see improvements occurring, then that'll be fine. And for county employees is another part that people don't think about. We have 2 dilapidated jails that our employees are working in every day. That's not a good place to be. And so when this thing's done, we can tear down, empty out those other 2, and our employees will be in a state-of-the-art new jail, and the inmates will be in a constitutional, well-run facility, and that's a benefit.
Infrastructure, let's talk about that a little bit, because when I think of that, the one thing that really sticks out in 2016 is the fixing of that Jefferson Avenue bridge that everybody was talking about, and you finally got that done.
Right, and we did, and that was a kind of a bridge to Ecorse and River Rouge, and I won't get into how the bridge got damaged, but it was out for a year. And that almost splits up a neighborhood. It doesn't really, but it does in terms of the connectivity where people were coming back and forth, and now they have to go all the way around the barn. Absolutely painful for the businesses. So people know that was a problem that had been there for about a year before I took office. So again, we weren't the creators of the delay, but I think we worked very, very quickly to get it done. And the downriver mayors, both in Ecorse and River Rouge, have been very, very kind to us in terms of their feeling about how hard we worked to try to get this thing done. And I'm glad it's done. There's
been some capital improvements when it comes to Wayne County roads. It's going to be helping communities all across Wayne County.
Yeah, I mean, the roads bill money that's supposed to come has yet to get here. It's coming. But I think the way we've improved our processes of selecting what roads to work on next and connecting more effectively with the mayors and council people in those cities, so we're not spinning our wheels. It seems like it's really simple, but a city has a DPW that's doing their thing, and we have a DPS that's doing its thing. And the idea of putting your things together makes an awful lot of sense. If we're going to tie up traffic on Farmington Road, then let's coordinate our work schedule so we're both getting our stuff done at the same time in that same general area, so the impact on inconvenience to people traveling is minimized. So we're doing it better, and we're working harder on picking the right projects to go at, and when the new money comes, I think we'll be able to do an awful lot more that people can appreciate in terms of road repair.
And these crews, you always need the right tools to go along with the job you're doing, and there's been an investment in the equipment as well.
No, absolutely. We bought 6 new snow plows for snow removal, which is a huge piece in Wayne County. And so upgrading the equipment is really important. They're bigger trucks, wider blades, going to take less time to move snow. We get rid of the old equipment so we don't have breakdown problems. And we're out actively recruiting, and this is an opportunity to talk about employees with a CDL because we have vacancies. And we're interested in hiring folk, and we'll train them. And that's a skill I don't think we're going to get rid of in Michigan.
No.
The ability to move snow, so it might be a good job for some folks.
Quality of life, when we talk more about quality of life, parks and park programs have been invested in as well.
Yeah, it's great. The county has a history of park events that we've continued. Some of them starting to get bigger, really, whether it's marshmallow drop for kids or mud day or just the ability to continue to maintain our parks in a way that people want to come and use them, restrooms, campgrounds. I mean, we're financially not in a point to be doing big upgrades, but we were really serious about making sure they're usable, clean, and healthy for all of our citizens. And so, I think parks are doing well. And again, as times get better and money gets better, quality of life is big, and so they will get more than a significant portion of new money to be able to improve our park system.
We also have a new procurement system that's on the way, and that's something that you talked about in your State of the County address earlier this year. What do you see that happening? When do you see that happening? How would that affect county government?
Well, the first phase of it is done now. We're finishing up in the next few months the rest of it. And it's getting us from, pencil and piece of paper kind of procurement system to, the 21st century, which is computerized. And so it's going to take less input and effort from people necessarily, but it also will allow us to save money. Our old system, if you're at roads and you're at the health department and you're at mental health and you're somewhere else, and we're all buying pencils, everybody's buying pencils separately.
In a silo.
The system couldn't figure that out.
Right.
And so we're not getting any discount for multiple purchases because the left hand never knew what the right hand was doing. This will allow us to say, Wayne County needs 1,000 pencils. What's the best price you can give me for 1,000 pencils? And trust me, that's going to be a whole lot cheaper than buying them one at a time. And so, but you can make it a much grandiose, larger scale than that. Yeah. Obviously, equipment, trucks, So that will save us money, and it will expedite the process because people inside the county who are employees, a common complaint is it takes forever to get anything that you need done. The computerized process will help to speed up the time between your request and the day you get what you paid for.
One program that was saved that I think a lot of people, especially our seniors, are happy with was Meals on Wheels. How did you do that?
Well, it took some finagling. Our deputy corporation counsel, Randall Brown, just did an amazing job with that. A lot of it was robbing Peter to pay Paul, but we weren't going to let it go. Meals on Wheels is a critical program for people, and quite frankly, and I say it when I talk to them, the people who got us to be here today. I mean, they were the backbone of Wayne County, and now they're in a position where they're not, in the financial condition that they'd like to be in. We owe an obligation to those people, and that's not an obligation we plan to shirk.
When we talk about health, we had a couple of great things happen this year. We had the FQHC opening in Wayne earlier, and then later on this year, the dental clinic, which is doing gangbusters and bringing in more people to the clinic. Access to care is really big for you, isn't it?
It is. It's big because if you're not doing things for people while you're there, number one. Number two, the connectivity between the programs and the educational institutions around here to do it. I mean, in the dental clinics, there's experience being gained by young dentists and people aspiring to be dentists. And so, you're feeding both sides of the thing. You're helping citizens, but you're also helping develop the best skilled, trained people from our educational institutions, which does nothing but make them shine, and when they shine, more smart, concerned folks come to their schools. And so it's a self-fulfilling prophecy if you do it the right way, and it's a good one.
No wrong door is something that you talk about as well. That's kind of like the service delivery for Wayne County. Kind of talk about that and how that works in your mind.
Well, it's a one-stop shopping sort of thing. When I first got here, we would provide a tremendous amount of services, but if you were a veteran, you were somehow kept in this silo. I mean, we knew about you, but we knew about you as a veteran. We didn't know about you as a husband. We didn't know about you as a father. We didn't know who your kids were. They may be over in another silo somewhere. I'm not saying we weren't doing stuff with them. But the ability to coordinate all that information so we can look around and say, wherever you go here, your total needs, to the extent that we can meet them, will be met. The connectivity will be here to know how what we do with you here impacts your kids, impacts women, infants, and children, you know, whatever those things are. And so, you know, that's a major function of the county. It's a function that I'm much more happy with than the mandatory function of running a jail or, you know, providing prosecutors to put people in jail. I mean, that's not really what you go into government for. You go into government to serve. Now, that is service, and I get it.
Right.
But I feel a much stronger kinship with being able to provide direct services to people who are just out here trying to make a comfortable living, or a living period, and be good citizens in our county.
Something that you said in the past, you know, when you're in a financial bind, you make partnerships to help you deliver those services. We've created so many partnerships.
Yeah, we have. We have created partnerships to fix problems, and before we did that, we did something very fundamental that my grandfather taught me, and that is, when you're in a hole, throw the shovel out first. Quit digging a hole while you act like you're trying to get out of it. You got to throw the shovel out first. No more digging. Now let's figure out how to build the bridges that we need to get up there. And yes, those partnerships with educational institutions, with other cities, and sometimes even with other counties has helped to bridge, you know, our ability to get from point A to point B.
So what do you see in 2017, Mr. CEO, as far as the county is concerned?
Well, I think we get a lot more done on the jail, and that will ease my apprehensions, you know, a significant amount. Hopefully, we will do more program delivery with respect to the parks and with respect to health. I think you'll see more connections in terms of economic development, because now we're starting to grow in that area. We have a good relationship with the airport. We're looking at ways to bring in new employers, new industry, new jobs. If we're able to do that, it'll make these communities healthier. You know, it's not, Wayne County gets healthy if the communities are healthy. There is, Wayne County in and of itself doesn't mean much. You know, it's made up of 43 communities, and to the extent that we are able to help build the health of those communities, we're also building the tax base, and we're building the tax base that allows the county to provide more services for them, and that's where we want to be. I see 2017 as being a good year.
Mr. CEO, good to see you again. Thanks for coming on and letting the residents know that, you know, we're steady, but we still have a lot more work to do.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Lloyd.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Coming up, winter is on the way, and it won't be long before snow and ice blanket our roads and bridges. The county has a plan to keep you safe on the roads this winter, and we'll hear more about it from Beverly Watts, Director of the Department of Public Services, when Inside Wayne County continues.
The first day stepping on the court, I couldn't keep up. That motivated me to step up my game. When I reach a goal, I set a new one the next day. And my next goal is to go to college. Mastering the court takes persistence. So does getting into college. I've got what it takes. So do you.
Son, tell him that I've begun to dream of things to come, and tell the trees not to look for me. I'm going to find some peace sun, wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun.
My name's Reggie. Just recently, my wife and I took in her sister's children. Now, we already had 4, so I went from becoming a family man to a man with a bigger family. Now, you can't eat love, so I don't know how I'm gonna feed them tonight. How was that, Rich?
I think I look more like Denzel.
That's cold, man.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Welcome back to Inside Wayne County. I'm your host, Lloyd Jackson. We're in the winter season in Michigan, and that means snow and ice on the roads. Let me welcome back to Inside Wayne County the Director of the Department of Public Services, Beverly Watts. Beverly, it's nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again. Thank you for having me back.
We are getting ready for the winter season. So are we ready? Snow, with the salt, the trucks, the road crews, we all good to go?
We're ready. We're Wayne County. So that means we're always at the ready.
Absolutely.
But to answer your question, I still can't believe we're at this time of season already. I'm still thinking we're in summer or the fall. But actually we are ready, and it's nice. We want the citizens to know that actually Wayne County roads, we're starting to prepare, and we've been ready since October. We make sure our fleet is maintained. We make sure everything is in working condition. The trucks are loaded with the salt, so in case it had an early snowfall. So we're ready.
And with Wayne County being the largest county in the state of Michigan, it goes to say that there are a lot of roads and routes that we have to cover. How many do we cover?
Actually, Gray, we have 99 routes. We are the largest county, as you know, in the state of Michigan. And really within each route, it covers about 50 miles within each route, which over like 5,000 lane miles. So we have a lot of areas to cover.
I've also heard this, and I'm glad you're here because this is a question I've heard from people outside. They say, you know, sometimes I've been on a freeway. The freeway is snowy. I see a county truck on the freeway when the freeways are under state jurisdiction. Is there some kind of cross-jurisdictional?
Absolutely, and I love it when our citizens are aware and they're alert and they're watching. But they are correct, they're watching. What we have is a contract with the state of Michigan, MDOT, as you know, to cover and help maintain some of the roads like I-75, 96, and 94. So the citizens are correct when they see a county truck on a state truck line, because we have a contract to maintain that particular freeway.
And how many trucks are out on the road at one time?
Oh, at one time, we have over 160 trucks in our fleet. So really it's going to dictate if we're in the snow and ice season. It depends on how much the snowfall is coming. But generally what we're going to try to do, because priority is getting the snow off the roads is our priority for our citizens, we're going to have the whole entire fleet out there. You have a lot of people that need to go to get to work, get to school, get to where they need to go. So it's important for us to get out there early and get those roads cleared for our citizens.
So you have the trucks, but how about any special equipment on those trucks to make sure that we can get that snow out quicker and cleanly?
Absolutely. I'm glad you said that, because even though we're in snow and ice season, we start planning way ahead of that. This year we're excited because we've added 12 new vehicles to that fleet, and 6 of those vehicles have a wing plow. And what that means to us, what that means to us is a wing plow enables us to move more snow than before at one time, on one first swoop. So that means it's making us more efficient.
Right.
And time is of the essence.
Absolutely. You know, it's nothing better, Bev, than to have the right tools for the job. And talking with you, it seems like the road crews have what they need to work with.
Absolutely, and absolutely. I tell and I state to everyone all the time that even though we have the technology, even though we have the fleet, our best asset is our employees. We have a very experienced staff. We have a very polished staff. We have a very dedicated staff, and they're passionate about what they do. We also try to make sure we have the most technology-based truck fleet, and we also try to make sure we have the fleet and the equipment there to get the job done.
I'm glad you said technology, because technology is so much a part of what we do in just about everything we do.
Yes.
And it doesn't seem like the roads crews over at DPS are slacking when it comes to technology, because you have Compass. Talk about that.
Yes. We were excited about Compass, and we started Compass a few years ago. It's actually a web-based tool that our citizens now can log into their computers and actually actually see where we've been and where we're going.
Wow.
And actually we have about 18 of our trucks that's equipped with real-time cameras, so they can actually see what the drivers are seeing at the actual moment it's occurring. So it helps now, that it helps planning. It helps our citizens plan where they're going to do their daily tasks, to say if this road been cleared or is it going to be cleared. They can go on to Compass and that website on the internet and actually see that. And that's wonderful.
And so if I'm getting up in the morning, I'm getting dressed, and it's snowing outside, and I have a certain route that I go, I can get on Compass. And
you can get on Compass and log on to that internet and actually see if we've been there, if we're coming, and tune in and see if we're actually there right now clearing it away.
Now, what if a resident, say, sees a hazardous area that they deem as hazardous? It could be 2 o'clock in the morning when they see it.
Yes.
Is there a way that they can report that?
Absolutely, and we encourage our citizens to let us know. We have a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week 188 road crew number. So we encourage our citizens, if you see anything hazardous on the road, do not wait between 8 and 5. You can call our 24-hour hotline number, which is 1-888 road crew.
And that's manned 24/7.
24/7.
So now, if there are viewers out there who may be looking to be a maintenance worker or a part of the road crew,
Yes.
there may be a spot for them. Talk
Exactly. We would love and we encourage everyone to come and try to be a part of the DPS Road Crew family. We're constantly having job fairs and we have openings that occur. So I encourage everyone to go to our website, which is waynecounty.com, and click on and go under the Human Resources drop down, and they will tell you exactly the process to follow to apply. Traditionally in our roads division, we'll have our public service workers, positions that are available, our equipment repair specialists, they work on our fleet, and a lot of other opportunities there for. So I encourage everyone to go to waynecounty.com and go under our human resources drop down and apply. We have openings right now.
And when you talk about the road crew family, you know, they're the ones that do the heavy lifting.
Yes.
You know, and you couldn't do what you want to do and what you need to do and what the citizens are expecting without these crews and these employees.
Oh, they're very passionate, and we love the crew. Actually, sometimes citizens, they're out there and they'll say, I see them driving, but it's actually a formula to that.
Oh, okay.
You know, you do have to have a commercial driver's license, better known as a CDL. They have training. Wayne County will train our drivers, we'll train our mechanics, we train everyone, because really we want to arm them with the best tools they have in the technology, because it is actually a science to snow removal and road maintenance and our infrastructure as a whole.
Bev Watts, thank you so much for being here and giving us an update on the snow and ice plan, and I'm sure the Wayne County residents feel safe and know that those DPS workers will be out there doing a great job.
Absolutely. Again, thank you for having me, and all our citizens can rest assured and know that Wayne County, our road crew, we're at the ready.
Thank you, Bev.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching another year of Inside Wayne County. I also want to thank Wayne County Executive Warren Evans on keeping us informed of the progress of this year and what to expect in the county government for next year, 2017. Stay tuned for upcoming shows in 2017 as I keep you informed of the many great programs, services, and improvements inside Wayne County. I'm Lloyd Jackson. Have a happy and safe holiday season.
We found our dream home at buildingdetroit.org.
We were particularly drawn to the Boston Edison neighborhood.
So I looked on the website, saw this home here. I immediately called my husband. The adrenaline started rushing because like, oh my God, I hope I win, I hope I win. We knew because the price was so great and within our budget that we would have enough money to finish the work and restore this home to its original splendor.
It's a very exciting time for my family and for Detroit.
Find your dream home at buildingdetroit.org.